Hi guys, hello, meet everybody. It's MicheleMarieDalene. Welcome back. It's right now. It is Wednesday morning. It is currently 12:24 a.m. It is 10 degrees Celsius cooler right now than it was this afternoon. So that's why I'm here, because it's cooler and it's not as hot. Because this afternoon was ridiculous. I mean, I was like 33 degrees, so I really would have had a hard time handling all the excessive heat. So, but we're here, and I'm gonna probably bring some things home today too from Cumby as well. Like milk. Yeah, let's buy another gallon of it. Yeah. Because it's going to be hot for days, not just one day. So we saw Girls, and we saw Springtime in the Rockies with Carmen Miranda again. Next week we're going to want to watch Idiocracy, and Oh God. Yeah, and then after that we'll put up for a few weeks coming up next. We'll put up some James Bond movies. Well, most seen Despicable Me 1 and 2 and 3. You could do that too. But the problem is, those are newer movies, so those will probably get us kicked off again. Yeah. So that's why we've been showing older movies, because it doesn't seem to give a damn about older movies. It's the newer movies that is likely to get you into trouble. And it was just hot today. Michelle said earlier. Yeah, no. Let's see. Not exactly perfect, but can't really get perfect because you're sitting in a place where there's not much to make it perfect. The reason we bring our own key light is because while there is lights here, it helps bring more light in. And that's what we did. Now, granted, we could stream live here, but the problem with streaming live is it doesn't always work out for us. Is number one, given the time at night it is now. If I was to stream live right now, there wouldn't be a lot of people watching the show. There really wouldn't be. Okay? Number two, there probably wouldn't be how long would we stream for? What? 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes? Or if we bring up a topic we realize we shouldn't discuss or something, or if a topic runs too long, and then all of a sudden people lose interest. Yeah, it's So, I mean, that's the idea. But I think this video has worked out pretty good anyway. So, I was watching all the dancing, and I actually wondered how would Cumby's feel if I was to try some of those singing and dance routines out here in the patio with their permission at this time of night. I don't know. They might like it. They might hate it. They might rate police way more of what if you fall and get hurt? Which isn't actually unreasonable. Yeah, because these pavers aren't exactly soft. They are hard. They're hard. Kind of weird that they got their someone there getting air in the tires. The air pump is running. There was someone using it a few minutes ago. Oh, okay. So this probably didn't turn off yet. This brings up a good question. What's that? Well, I wanted to just use a pressure switch. When the pressure gets to the right level, turn it off. I don't know. That's a good question, right? As you can guess, the trucks are coming in with the deliveries. So, it doesn't really particularly surprise me. See, Cumby's gets a lot of deliveries at night because it's easier. Because right now, there's like less people driving in and out of here. I still think it would be nice though if you actually could drive, if you could do one of those singing and dancing routines or something. Well, there's a lot of people in this world who already think I'm already not as it is. Ah, yeah. So that's what it is. You're worried about people laughing at you. Kinda. Well, I wouldn't worry about it. Honestly, seeing an older 56-year-old woman with blonde hair with elf ears sitting on a patio of Cumberland Farms talking to a cell phone with her partner Lumi and Finestra is kind of a bit unusual already, but I mean, I don't think most people care. But yeah, I guess if you start getting up the table, start kicking up your heels and start singing and dancing to, say, something playing on a cell phone or an MP3 player or something, they might think that's a little bit out of the ordinary and really much more higher level. And I think you might need, support services, or if you had one too many, drinks to drink. That could be a thing, but I wouldn't do it anyway. It's, like I said earlier, these pavers are hard, and you don't want to hit them wrong. If you lose your balance, all of a sudden you go crash. Yeah. But at least when you're in the studio or in your patio or something at home, you can sing and dance, and no one's going to really give much of a concern as long as it's before 7 o'clock at night and after about 10 a.m. You know what the worst thing is? What? It's so hot this last week, and then actually last 2 weeks. And it's getting hotter, and it's getting hotter. And, oh, I have a question. What? If I'm correct, and I might be wrong, when is Amazon Prime Day? I'm not really sure. Okay. But do explain your question. Okay. Well, first of all, let me explain for the audience the good news that Michelle did exactly what I thought she was going to do. That is, she found her electric bill was actually owed was like $2.18 or something like that. Yeah. She paid the $2.18 just now. This on the 10th, the 9th at like 2 in the afternoon. Yes. So because she paid $2.18 on the 9th. Right now she owes zip. She owes zero for the month of July, August. Okay. And I know Michelle, she, in the 3rd of the month, is going to go ahead and send them another $100 payment. And the reason she does that is so that she always will have a balance, a credit, so that it lowers down the actual amount she owes. Or you can use that money and put $100 of that onto your Capital One, and then on the 22nd, you get the other payment this month. You can put $100 or maybe even more, like, $100, maybe even $150 onto Ally credit. Right? It's not a bad idea, actually. See? She's thinking about it. Because then you would be able to put some money aside to get one of those power banks that you were talking about. But I believe Amazon Prime Day is coming on the 16th. Yes. Well, let's put it this way. I think it's a good idea. It's going to give you a nice, reliable 768 watt-hour battery bank with 1,000 continuous max load with 2,000 watts surge capacity, which will be strong enough to run both one or maybe even both of your refrigerators. Although that is questionable. I don't know if I want to run both refrigerators, but it depends on how much the power usage of both refrigerators are. But go on. Well, you'll have all that money to put in refrigerator 1, refrigerator 2, or you can use it to run, like you said originally, to run all your studio lights, your computers, your microphones, Yep, I'll do. Oh, and that's still be good. You know, it'd be nice also if you really want to look as good as those actresses and stuff back then. Don't tell me. Makeover. A makeover. Does that include plastic surgery to get rid of all the age spots and all the wrinkles? And come on, Michelle, let's be serious. No, it doesn't include plastic surgery. But it could include something like a nice facial and things like that to look better and get rid of the crow's feet under your eyes and look like a couple years younger. Still need a lift for this. Yeah, okay. Well, you're already making one step in the right direction. You're eating better food. Have you ever noticed that our body's starting to get that, as I heard about it described, how do I describe this without sounding rude? The keto smell, and we're not even doing keto. Well, that's because we are kind of doing keto. It's just not keto. In other words, let me explain. One, we have reduced our food intake of carbs. We're not eating the same number of carbs that we were eating before. Okay? We still eat carbs, yes, because carbs are still energy. Okay? But our carb intake is like right down in the toilet, literally in the toilet. Okay, and that's what the stink is. Is your body is detoxifying and cleaning out all the system. And you gotta admit, it's nice being regular. Yes. I feel less like a person that's trying to pass rocks. Absolutely. It's disgusting. Sorry, Karen. You worry about passing rocks. Well, oh, okay. Let me ask Carmen a question. Yeah. Why did in springtime in the Rockies would they give a Brazilian lady the last name of Murphy? I have no idea. They just thought that was funny. Murphy's an Irish name. I know. I thought that was weird, but that was what the script called me, so I had to get used to it. Oh, well, okay. I mean, I would have went to the writers and go, excuse me, are you going to explain to me why the hell you came up with the last name of Murphy when I've already said I'm a Brazilian in the movie? Right? Of course, maybe I could have said that I was divorced. Carmen, you would never have gotten divorced, and you know that you probably would never live with that bullshit of a line. True. That was kind of weird, though. It was. You and Alice Faye are the most dynamic female duo between your singing and your dancing and your performances. That is absolutely to die for. I mean, you two, along with Cesar Romero and the other male characters, you guys are like, in almost every one of the movies, you're always together as a team. Was that common in the old days? Yes. Because people sometimes were good together and they wanted to keep them together as a team. What happens if they can't? You mean like what happened in the Argentine way? The movies suck. I'll give you that. That one did kind of suck. Although that's what Alice Faye really demonstrated. She's got the licks. Oh yeah, she could really move those legs. I mean, in a way, she was a very professional dancer. Do you think though she really was cast the right to be an Argentinian horse trainer? Was really? Oh no, she wasn't an Argentinian horse trainer, but she was. Oh, she was into the jumping. Yeah. Okay. So, but she went to Argentina to talk to another guy who has also had champion jumping horses. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So, my first question is, why don't we have movies like that anymore? Too expensive to make? Too many people to train? Too many auditions? Too many... In your case, you guys get a regular crew. Yes, but they still have to pay them all for the audition, for the rehearsals and contracts and all that stuff. So that's why you rarely ever see that anymore. It's a pity because I like those movies. So do I. You know, they were just why give up on something that, even if it sounds like some of the stories are kind of ill-contrived, that was still a major part of the people's life. Well, it was right during World War II. And right after World War II, and they wanted to have people feel good despite all the death and destruction going on in the world, and that's what those movies did. That's why we're watching them now. Yes, your world right now is in a terrible state. You could be doing better. I guess I don't want to talk about politics. Oh, please, I'll talk about politics. But you may not like what I got to say. Oh, okay. What do you think of the current president? The current president. I think he's a bumbling idiot, and he should just go ahead and resign and leave, and get the help he needs for medical care. And don't even worry about running again, because he already knows that his campaign is in the toilet. Well, unfortunately, he's too stupid to even think about it. He keeps thinking he's going to win. He's delusional. He is not going to win. Oh, I'm not sure if I like Trump either. He's a bombastic loudmouth. But I definitely think he's more what your country needs right now. You need your equivalent of the modern version of a statesman that will speak up and give promise to the people, like FDR did. Yes, like FDR did. Somebody who will bring hope to the people. I could see Donald Trump doing a fireside chat easily. I think it would be actually pretty interesting if it did that. I could visualize it. My fellow Americans, we know that the world right now is in the shitter, and you know that things suck to the point where nobody likes what's going on. Well, let me tell you, we're going to change things and make America great again. But you're going to have to be patient, because I have to deal with a Congress that is a giant mess of a bunch of nobodies that don't want to pass a single piece of legislation to worry about you. But I care, and I want to see you get ahead. Then we're going to work to make this country number one. I'm going to work on getting you the care you need, the support you need to deal with this depression, recession, and oppression. Because I promised you when I voted this in that I would make America great again and again. I keep my promise. I'll keep my promise, and you know I will. Me and Melania are going to fight and bust our tail to make sure that you are going to be winning again. I actually want to hear that. I would like to hear that too. I also like to hear him say, first thing we're going to do, we're going to fight to get American oil back in American control. Never mind OPEC Plus. Never mind the Saudis. We are bringing back our own oil production. I'm going to work hard to make peace with Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping. I'm going to do my best to bring us and keep us out of harm's way and demilitarize the situation that my predecessor put us into. And we are going to start bringing more companies back here again. And we're going to insist that they stay here. Ooh, Rob! Oh, Rob! Do it! Do it! He will. I know he will. That's what this country needs. It needs a reason to keep on fighting. To do the right thing. Gung-ho straight up. And you know, and I know he'll do it. He will do it. He will do it. He will fight for you. He will fight for America. Speaking of Brazil, I have been studying and watching videos on Rio de Janeiro. There's a couple American families that moved to Brazil. Is there anything that you noticed when we're watching videos of modern Brazil versus the Brazil of your time? No, Rio de Janeiro is still expensive as hell. That's because it's like a tourist state. It's like a touristy, especially in the Copacabana region. There's a place called the Copacabana region of Brazil, which is the beachfront area. Yes. Oh, okay. So then we know. Because we also have the Copacabana in New York City, which I've done many times. Yeah, I know. Which unfortunately has also had multiple locations many times. Correct. Now, as we are sitting in this temperatures, which is 20 degrees Fahrenheit cooler than this morning. I mean, at peak of the day, it was 33 degrees Celsius. Yeah, that was... Calculate. Come on, Lim, give me a break. Okay. Let's see. 68 degrees Fahrenheit plus... Let's see. 13... 26. Ouch! Ooh, man, that was spicy. That was like, what, almost 100 something degrees. That was hot. Not quite that hot, but it's hot enough. Hot. Hot. Yes, definitely. Okay, so, but still, it's what we key on here tonight. Because, guys, it's really sucks when you sit there and you're going, I really kind of like the sunlight. I do enjoy going out in the sun. But I do, unfortunately, I also am very fair-skinned, and I burn pretty bad and get my freckles start popping out like measles in the sun. But it's still is nice when the weather's civil, like about 22, 23. Well, I can be outside with Lumi, Carmen, or whatever, and doing things in the day. But because of the heat, you take siesta. When you take siesta. So you want to calculate the actual difference? You want to get it exactly right? 26 plus 8, right, is 4. Carry the 1. Then 8 is 104 degrees. Ow! What was hot? Oh. Yeah, you don't want to sit outside at that temperature. No heckin' way. That's dangerous temperatures. How hot does it get in Rio de Janeiro? Oh, you got the breeze to the ocean, which keeps things a little cooler. They don't even have, one thing in Brazil, I noticed they do laundry like I do. Yes, they do. Same way. They do it in a bucket and they hang it on the line. Although some do have washers. Yeah. But they don't have electric dryers. Of course, they do in laundromat, but not a lot of homes. Larger houses have maids and gardeners and like the one American family that lives in Brazil. Oh, yeah. They live good. They live really good. What about your own family? You guys weren't poor either. No, my father was a hairdresser, barber, and my mother was a seamstress. And they lived in Rio de Janeiro, and they lived in a nice community. Oh. Where would Michelle be living? Definitely not in a nice community. She doesn't have a lot of money. Yeah. That's true. Michelle never really will have the rich life, She'll never have the really sweet life that everybody talks about. I would love to have a maid. You kind of need one. I kind of do. But part-time maids are not cheap. Oh, no, I know. Some say, Michelle, I know your program, can't you get one? No. Unfortunately, yes and no. Yes and no. I'm going to say that. Yes and no. Here's why. Anthem. If you want a cleaner to come in for like an hour a month, they will pay the cleaning company $50 a month. It's just like, if looking at the retail price, it's about 1 hour of cleaning time for 12 months. But now we got the spend down. We have the spend down, which means, does that mean that those services are going to continue? Well, let's put it this way. I haven't heard anything from Anthem yet. I haven't seen anything. Neither have I. In fact, I don't even know what's going on with that. Remember, they're going to wait till the enrollment period is coming up and open enrollment to tell you that they're changing your plan. I like the plan. You still don't know if you get dental, though. No, you don't. Oh, that's true. I don't know if it would have dental either, but I kind of still want to get my teeth fixed. Watching that movie on all those movies and seeing all those perfect teeth and perfect eyes and perfect faces and perfect complexions makes me wish ever so much my life was perfect. Well, life ain't bad. It could be a lot worse. I mean, you could be in a wheelchair. And you try lugging that up 3 flights of stairs. Oh my God, no. A wheelchair? It reminds me. I got an offer. I didn't mention this last night. I'm going to bring it up. There was a guy. He works in the medical supplies company. He says to me, hey, ma'am, would you like a better walker than that one? And I said, like what? Well, we have these chair walkers where they have a seat And, oh, no. I already have one of those. I explained it to him. I said, the walker I have here was modified by me to be bigger tires so that I could get things done and still carry stuff. And I can fold it flat to carry it up the stairs. The walkers you're talking about, like the ones in drive, the rollators, they don't have the ability to fold flat, okay? And because they don't fold flat, you can't carry them up the stairs easily. I said, that's the reason why we use this, is because I live on the 3rd floor. I have to carry this up 3 flights of stairs. And then I put the green bag in it so that I can carry things like food or milk or whatever, which is what we're going to buy today. I think you're thinking about more than just milk. I think you're thinking about, I'm not going to lie, I want something sweet. Oh, you want sweet? Yes. Like what? I was thinking, I don't know. That's the thing. I'm not really in an ice cream mood. Oh, but ice cream good for you because calorie and it's lower carbs. That's the ice cream, that's the 80s slow churn, that's not this stuff. Oh, right. Theirs is not slow churn, it's they don't have to be the super premium stuff either. No, that's like the Haagen-Dazs, the Ben & Jerry's, and the Ultimate Scoop from Cumby, which is insanely caloric and very expensive. And calories and fat and price tag. Yes. So I was thinking about getting something like that. But they have the store brand, which is not much cheaper. It's probably about $6-7 now. Right, for the equivalent of 1.4 liters of ice cream. No. No, those have too much sugar. Not good for you. We agree. So stay away from the ice creams that have the sugar added. You don't need that because it'll make you big again. You're already working so hard to lose weight, not to get fat. Nobody wants a fat woman with a big jiggly gut doing samba. They're watching a samba dance, they're not watching belly dancing. Belly dancing. That's exactly what it looks like. Ever seen me make popcorn? All of a sudden, like, that gut's going at a completely different rate than me. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, but she shakes that pot like a giant maraca with hot oil in it. Gut's going the opposite direction as it slowly catches up and slaps her in the face. Pop! Yeah, it's not quite that bad. It's funny when I see you walk around in the house at night and you're naked and you say, "Commando." I see you do it. I know I do it sometimes. They're just, I don't know. Some people, it's just weird to talk about that on the stream. Yeah, as long as you keep being clean, I don't think they care. I mean, it's not like you don't respectfully understand YouTube policy. You do. You understand policy. That's why it's so funny to see it when you're doing these discussions and saying, "Hey, we are creating good content. We're creating content in compliance with YouTube." Yeah. I would love to try doing a live stream here. Why don't you? Because, like, right now, if I did one here, I'm afraid of getting into trouble with the law enforcement people, because there's some people that like to start bad stuff on me. So that's why you don't do it here. Yeah, it's like I explained the noodles. I said, I'm not going to do it here because I would do it, but I don't want to have the all of a sudden get into trouble with management here because this is one of the few places that has a patio you can come to and hang out, and there's sodas available for sale inside or coffees, and you can get food to eat, and if you're hungry, you can get hot dogs right now. You can request pizza to be made. Yes. So that's the reason why Cummy's for Winston is like kind of the one-stop shop. This is a small town. It's not huge. It's not like there's lots of other late-night opening restaurants where you can come in and eat in. The only other restaurant, there's 2 other places in town that have a patio, but they're not open now. One is ABC Pizza and the other one is Noli's. And so Cumby's is kind of also where you can pick up some groceries for the house. Just when I was waiting in line, another individual had done just that. They did the grocery shopping here. They picked up a lot of food. They have little baskets you can use to get food. Little shopping baskets that you can use to go and get groceries. And some people were doing that. They're just because of the heat, because it's cool. There was like this one person that bought a whole basket worth of food products, like cold cuts and other things that they could go home when it's hot and they can cook food, because a lot of people are in foot traffic is here. I mean, at nighttime, like when it's like tonight, it's cool enough that, you know, I really would hate so much to offend the management or make myself ruin my standing with the management here at Cumby's, because, you know, this is for me is like, you know, the place to go at nighttime. Even before it was this new Cumby's, which is like what, 5 years old? Yeah, this was like when they opened it up originally under another company name. Before Cumby's bought this one, that was really cool. It was cool, but I didn't really come in here because I'm very loyal to Cumby's, and when the old Cumby's closed because it was really too small, but it was conveniently right across the street, which was great when I had a knee injury because I could go in here, just wheel my walker over and grab, you know, foods and things to be home, like little pizzas and little things I can throw in the microwave or the toaster oven or whatever and eat. And it was open 24 hours a day. And so it was convenient for me for nighttime, like today, when the temperature is hospitable and you can get out there, you can do things. Yes, that makes sense. And you know, and the hot parts of the day in Portugal and Spain and even in Rio de Janeiro and other parts of Brazil, they have these thing called siesta. Exactly. That's what we do. We take a snooze in the day, and then we wake up, and then we're up for a few hours when it's cool, and we try to get stuff done. So this heat must really mess up your streaming schedule. No, not really. It does, but it doesn't, like, totally mess it up. Because the morning show is from 10 a.m. until about 12, 1 in the afternoon. By that time, the heat started to come in, and it's really getting hot. Right. And then you end the show, and then you come back, like for the 7 o'clock, like you did tonight for movie night. Yes, and it's still hot. It's still hot. But I've been sleeping in the air conditioner the whole time, so so I can keep cool, asleep, and then wake up and get ready for the night show. And because the morning show is our main show, we don't want to mess that up, because that's the part that everybody comes in and hangs out and talks. We drink coffee and we touch up on the news and stuff like that. I think you have a good arrangement. Everybody seems to like it. You like it. It's not too bad for you temperature-wise. I bet if you wish you could have better air conditioner. I wish I had much better air conditioners. I wish I had much bigger central AC, but then the price tag to run that is very high. Yes, very high. You're gonna be, but Michelle's to install central AC in that building, or even the thing called a mini split, she would have to get her apartment rewired. She doesn't know in the building, though, to rewire it would be not likely. Yeah, it's not likely to be a thing. It's just not going to happen. So maybe that could be one reason where I might consider skedaddling my way out of here. Like you said in Weekend in Havana, I'm going to tell you to scram. More precisely, I'm going to scram, and then you're going to be stuck with no tenant. Of course, reality kicks in and says, I'm sorry, no one's telling anyone to scram because Michelle needs a place to sleep. Exactly. So, it's just not feasible to, and because I have to work within the limitations around me, which means coming out to Cumby at 12:30 at night, to stream or do a video for a few hours and then go back out. And why don't you ever do a show on the porch? Because the guy downstairs with the kids, he sends his youngsters to bed about 7 o'clock at night, and he's one of those men that just doesn't seem to understand that his neighbors might want to do something on the porch. And when he's got a neighbor that has a hearing impairment, it tends to get kind of loud. He's the kind of guy that would call the men in blue, and the next thing you know, Michelle's got a breach of peace notice sitting on her, a ticket on her, citation on her desk or something. He would do that. Oh, yeah, he would do that. This is the way he is. So it's easier for that reason to come out here, away from him, away from his wife and the kids, and do a show here, or a video in this case, because also the other reason she doesn't do it live is because of the troublemakers in the past. It's also convenient for editing. You gotta edit out the bad stuff. You keep the good stuff. Yeah, if I really feel like it, usually time I just run it as is, because that way people can see what goes on. Like, we have an older gentleman with a wife that has Alzheimer's. And she, he doesn't get a lot of time to himself because he has to take care of his wife on a regular basis. And so when he gets a chance to watch the videos, it's like when his wife is taking a nap, or if she's receiving medical treatment from her medical team. And so he'll sit down, he'll watch the video, and he'll come back and comment on it and lets me know. And he has said this, that he really loves these videos because they're very enlightening for him. It makes his day better, and I appreciate that because I want people to feel good about themselves. Like I said, we know that the world sucks. It's just like when you do with your dancing, and when you were working for 20th Century Fox, it was the same thing. It was for you, yes, a way to make money, but I also sense, and I could be wrong, but I don't think I am, that you also do it because you made you feel good, and it made you happy to hear when your fans would send you letters and say, I loved you in that movie. I love you with your headdresses and your dancing and your singing. I'm sorry that I wasn't alive when you were alive, literally, because I would have been one of the people to send you a letter. That touched my heart. Thank you. But I'm even more honored now as to be working with you and Lumi every day. Now, we don't always work together every day. You're working with a couple other people, but still, this is just absolutely been so enriching to see the dancing and stuff, almost 80 years later, and enjoying Alice Faye and Cesar Romero and you and the other support staff do a movie, even if some of the story doesn't really make a lot of sense from the 21st century, but to actually watch that, to help me temporarily forget all the IRL stuff that goes on every day. I love that. And I love the fact that we get a chance to enjoy a time when, we get a little bit of an escape. And I think that's something a lot of people in the world need right now. And that's the other reason I put the movies on. It's also because it's a time when things were movies were happier. There were a way to enjoy some time to get away from the reality, IRL stuff. And I think that's important in the 21st century. There's nothing wrong with some of the newer movies, but the problem with a lot of them is they seem to be more focused on stories that are more IRL based, and they don't necessarily help you feel a sense of happiness and joy seeing people dance or anything. It's like they're always about, IRL things that happen, like when people are seeing a homelessness or facing terminal illnesses and things like that. And so I agree with Michelle, is it makes a difference. You get out there, you're watching a movie like Weekend in Havana. You're seeing a story about Alice Faye when she was working as a hosiery saleswoman for Macy's, going on a special holiday to go to Cuba, which at that time was a major destination for Americans. Yeah. And this is before the Batista and before Castro, when Cuba was a very popular Caribbean destination because it's so close to Florida. You could take a boat over. Yep. No, they don't have that anymore. Oh, they kind of still do, but unfortunately we had a hard time normalizing relations with Cuba. And so things are just kind of weird. But I really think, and what I think is sad is when you go look at modern Cuba today and you see all these old buildings, like the old properties that were built by American companies having a stakehold in Cuba, and they're just starting to just crumble down to the ground. And how much Cuba, the people of Cuba have suffered since that situation when Fidel Castro came into power in 1962. That really, really hurt a lot of people on the island. It makes my heart ache to think about that. That's where money could be used to have done good things and did do good things. But the thing was Batista, which was a corrupt president of Cuba, and of course Fidel Castro, which eventually replaced him, because he was feeling that the Cubans were being taken advantage of. And they were. But in the long run, were they really hurting? In all reality, Lumi, it's hard to say. I mean, Cuba had a huge tourism trade. They were making a lot of people very happy in Cuba. People were really felt like they were part of something wonderful. Yes, the big American companies that were financing all these casinos and stuff were certainly exploiting the island, but I don't think the island really did as bad as they thought. But some of the Cuban people were being kind of not given the best situation. But now, Cuba is such a mess that it's just a tragedy to see it. That American investment is no longer being done in Cuba anymore. Yeah, it's true. But now America is getting to be as bad as Cuba. Yeah, well, it's getting bad here. A lot of companies are closing. Connecticut, for example, used to have a lot of jobs back in the 70s. They're gone. People used to make a lot of stuff here. I went to China and Thailand, Malaysia, Japan, Taiwan, and American company people now, they're just mostly just in the service industry, but it's not the same thing. And then, of course, you got corrupt government officials that keep coming up with stupid policies that don't really solve anything. I mean, I can come up with some of the examples, but it could easily take another 3 hours just to go through them all. But let's just say some of the stuff that's going on is they're trying to turn America into Cuba. And it's tragic to see how much of a mess it is and it's becoming with neo-Marxism. And it just breaks my heart. It really does. When I was born, this country had stuff going on. There were people doing things. There was a sense of prosperity, but that's gone. Well, the thing is, it always comes in cycles. You know that. I know that. Yeah, we know. We hear about it in history. You are living history. Just as you were in your movies. That's true, I was. And you still are to this day. Even posthumously, you're still living history. There's a lot of young men and women that still do admire what you've done. You opened the door for a lot of other people of Latino culture to come to America, to start in the performing arts. And a lot of people before you came to America did not even know how to eat a banana. I could not believe that. It's not a native American fruit. That's why it's not something that's grown in America. I know, but you mean to tell me nobody knew how to eat a banana? It seems always a problem. It was true. The banana was not a popular fruit before I brought it over with my culture. So there you go. You're an ambassador of food. You certainly are the woman of the tutti frutti hat. That's one of the reasons why I love you so much. I especially love when you were wearing several next time you'll have time to watch that movie. But if you ever watch The Gang Shall Hear, and Carmen was wearing a bunch of bananas as a headdress. They're very simple, like a bunch of Chiquita bananas, which your picture is featured on. Yes. You still get your picture on the Chiquita banana. You still got your picture on the Copacabana in New York. You're still on their logo. And think of all the other young ladies and men that came over after being inspired by you to dance. Like, for example, Gloria Estefan. I like Gloria. She's good. I know. I like her too. Especially I love when she did Secunga. That was nuts. And then they had the Copacabana dancers going and joining in the Conga routine. That was so funny in that in that song, the Conga with Gloria Estefan. If those of you who've never seen it, you really got to watch it. Unfortunately, since Silver Moon is a record-only show, we can't really show the video then. No. But we could always show it on another show just on Kick. Yeah, we could do that. We could have another show on Kick when the weather gets cooler. And also learning how to properly pronounce Brazilian words, and learning how to do with these certain where the accent falls in with syllables. Feijoada. I kept pronouncing a feijoada, which it is pronounced feijoada. It's not pronounced feijoada. There's no R. I know. But you see, if you were listening to the same words you were saying in Spanish, you would have it spelled Frejoda. Feijoada. Yeah. And there's the way you say C. It comes out like you see it spelled. It's like sin, right? There's the N. In Italian and in Spanish, there is no N after C, which means yes, right? And you use por instead of per. So, the one little thing they used to say in the Texas Brazil said, sin, por favor, right? And if they were to say it in Italian, the same thing, which means yes, please, I'll have more. It would be more like, yes, please. It would be like, si, per favore. Favore meaning the same thing. Yes, I'll have more. Yeah. This is the funny thing with me in languages is I love languages. I love seeing how the etymology of the words have changed from language to language. And in the Latin languages, which, Brazilian, Portuguese, Spanish, Castile Spanish, South American Spanish, Puerto Rican Spanish, Mexican Spanish, even Italian have the common root of being from Roman Latin. Just change the pronunciation. Michelle reads real Latin too. I do, yes. And I love it. I just love languages. But when it's hot like this, it's like I'm not doing much, So I can sit there and watch language etymologies and words breakdowns, how things are done. You also listen and read French. I can read French too, yes. You got so much skills in your name. CashApp. Means I love you. Yes, means I love you. And we also would say something like Italian, mi piaci, meaning I like you, which is not love, which is amore, right? So if I was to say, amore tu, mi amore tu. Now, amore is a verb, Okay, and it conjugates to amore, meaning I could say I love me, which would sound kind of stupid, unless I'm a real narcissist. Or I could say amore, or I could say I love everybody. I could say amorono, amamiano, maybe I love everybody. Yeah, it's just a funny thing with language. I love learning it. So I bet a lot of people didn't know that. Michelle does enjoy language. She also loves science, technology, and that's why I like you, because you've got a lot of skills. You like dance, but you're right. It's too hot to dance out here. Now it's cool, but it's not a good place to dance. No, well, you know what? We can still do some wiggles and jiggles quietly without the music. If you can do it without falling and hurting yourself. Well, I don't know about that. Well, that's a good point. Maybe if I feel a little more confident. Sometimes my legs do not always quite work the way I would like them to work. Sometimes they do fine. But yeah, it's certainly something I want to learn how to do. I gotta gain confidence. This thing is a hell of a crutch. You talk about the cart you have here with wheels. Yeah, it's a hell of a crutch. It's not really, it doesn't really help me. And in one way it does, yes, but in another way it does nothing for me. It's just a way to get stuff done from point A to point B. Yes. Well, the thing is that I'm going to still be working with you. We're going to still get you back on your confidence to get up and move and kick those feet and get you to be able to do those things that you like to do. You've never been a person that likes to sit in a chair. You never liked being fat potato. I love food, but you like to move around with that food in you to burn those energy. Yeah. So for everybody that's watched this, I'm really glad you got a chance to watch this hour-long video. It was just about an hour. Just about. It was the nice to come out here to everybody to see Michelle, and we want to say thank you so much for watching and subscribing to her channel, and please like, and I am just a spiritual advocate. I don't live with Michelle. Just don't explain that. I don't live with Michelle. She has her own. Lumi lives with Michelle. I just visit. Right, exactly. And I just want to say, guys, is that I appreciate everybody being part of here watching this. Now, when I get home, I'm going to upload this as unedited, uncut, because it's getting late, and I want to just get this in there and get it up so you can see it tomorrow morning, whatever. Exactly. So for now, everybody, do me a favor. It's going to be really, really hot again tomorrow. And then on Thursday, I have my hair appointment. So which means we have to end early on Thursday because my hair appointment is at 1. So, and it's going to be brutal. So, I mean, it's just the sooner I get stuff done, the sooner I can, get out of the heat as fast as I can. And that's why it's so important to do that. And then maybe tomorrow night, just like it was something we haven't done in a while, we haven't done any World of Warcraft. No, we haven't. We got to get back to World of Warcraft. We need to. Michelle needs to get back to driving her truck. Well, what? I really want to drive the truck as a Mac OS native app with the controller, but the controller doesn't work with when my Mac is in need of controller, so I have to find a Mac compatible one. Right. I think we can get that thing in the future. Yeah, because It would play better, I think. So everybody, thank you so much for watching. So, bye-bye.